We're going to start some articulations right now, and we're going to focus on the spine. So our spine shouldn't be stiff. Everyone's spine should be nice and mobile. It should move around like a snake. It should bend, it should flex, it should twist. So we're going to show you using the short stick how to create that. Okay, so first thing Mitch is going to do is place the stick right against his chest, or actually just below his chest on his sternum. He's going to lightly pull the stick into his body to create a little tension. Okay, now what he's going to do is we're just going to start with some rotations. So start rotating to the right and left. We're going to start really small. Get comfortable. None of this should cause any pain. Feel okay?
Feel great.
Perfect.
Thanks for asking.
Okay. So now, as he gets comfortable, he's going to try to increase the range. He can pull the stick into his body, and if he wants to increase the range, he can pull one hand a little harder than the other, while this hand is still fighting. So not only are we getting some rotation in the spine, the rib cage, he's also working on some scapular strengthening. So we'll get about 5 or 6 there, and now we're going to make it more complex. So he's going to start to draw forward circles, and this whole time, just like when we were doing the rotations, his hips should have minimal movement because we want to focus on that spine movement. So increase that range. So we're getting some twisting, we're getting some lateral flexion here. Okay, let's do a little more coordination, so let's go backwards. So the reason why we start with the stick in front is a lot of people don't have mobility to get the stick behind them, which will be our next progression. So go ahead and relax. And now Mitch is going to place the stick behind the crooks of his elbows. Okay, so they're going to be setting the crooks, and then what he's going to do is he's going to lightly push forward, palms up. This gives them a natural extension. Okay, so from here we're going to start doing the same thing. We're going to start to push his right hand forward, get some rotations. So now we're getting the scaps to move a little bit more, a little more intense on the rib cage. And now we're going to teach the scaps how to move up and down here. So now Mitch is going to draw some circles. We'll go forward. So if you watch here, his hips aren't moving at all. Don't move.
Stay still.
Okay, now let's go backwards. He's going backwards and he's still pushing. If you watch his head's staying in the same spot. We don't want to lose it, right? Because then if you see your head moving, that means your spine is moving laterally with your hips. Okay, relax. So the next progression here is we're going to have the arms out. Now we're going to get even more motion and start involving the arms. So same thing, we're going to start with the rotation. So he's going to push his right hand forward. Now we're getting a nice big stretch in that chest, the rib cage. So he's pushing with this hand, but he's also fighting back with the back hand here. Another thing we can add in is you can start to lightly pull it apart, create more strength in the posterior chain. Okay, now let's bring some complexity into it. Coordination, let's go with forward circles. Hips stay still. And let's go even bigger circles. Keep that head still. And backwards. And relax. So 5 to 6 reps each progression. If you can't go here because there's pain in the shoulder or your posture gets stuck like this, let's stay in front until you have that mobility. And that is how we warm up our spine.